Hey there, Take 52 Challengers. It's Ingrid Owens here from Take 52 Challenge and the Beginner's Photography blog. And this week we are critiquing week number 2, and our theme was local. And I'm a little bit late posting this blog post because, to be honest, I just could not decide on a photo to critique. Everybody's photos were amazing this week, and it's just given me such an insight to where everybody's at, and putting together the map, which is coming very soon, also gives me an insight for where everybody is, because we are truly spread all over the globe. Now, this week's image that I decided on is one by Michael Knight, and he tells us in his little comments that this was taken in, I believe he said, Austria. And I like this one as opposed to all the other ones, although, you know, I don't necessarily pick the best. I just pick the one that it really kind of speaks to me and that I think we can all learn from. I picked it really because there was a person in it rather than only a place. And, you know, scenery and landscape photography is awesome and beautiful, and it happens to be one of my favorite types of photography, but it does take some courage and a little bit putting yourself out there to take a photograph of a person, whether they know it or not. There was another one that I really wanted to look at. It was that black and white photo of the guy sitting at the market. I can't remember whose it was by as well. That was another one that really appealed to me, but it was pretty perfect. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this one because I think there is a little room for improvement here too, and that things that we could all learn from. This is a local lady, and she is sweeping up or cleaning up outside somewhere which I presume is her house. And I think it's really impactful, firstly, because of her placement in the image. We can see that she is over to the right hand side of the third. If we talk about the rule of thirds, it would be down along here and here, like a tic-tac-toe. So she's placed very well. I think I would anchor her a little bit lower in the frame. Just there isn't. We really don't need this foreground here, and plus if you had positioned it so that your camera isn't just pointed, it seems to be pointing down a little bit now. I think you've taken this from fairly far back, but I would have liked to see a little bit more of this window, because this is very unusual here, this lattice on the window, and that pattern is something that is quite impactful and speaks to me a lot in the picture. So I'd like to have seen a little bit more of this and maybe a little less of this. The fact that she's cleaning up outside, looks like she's sweeping, but it's outside, so that's kind of interesting. And you know, it's not exactly pristine, like, you know, there's a lot of things, but she's taken pride in her work, and I think that says a lot too. You know, it's not pristine because we see the little the grass here growing up the side, the weeds, and some markings on the wall here as well, and you know, but at the same time she has pride in what she's doing, and that's interesting. The colors are great. The fact that she's obviously, we didn't have anything to do with this, Michael, but that she's wearing this green little house coat, and the fact that she's got this nice little the red and the green contrast, and then the green again mimicked here in the weeds and the grass that's on the ground. So very interesting little shot. So I really do like it. You know, I like that there's different textures here in the wall. I like that, you know, there's different types of wall, different types of material. Definitely a local person doing something that's local in her environment, and it's not what I see in my everyday environment. So that, I think, is another reason why it appealed to me. Framing, like I said, could be improved a little bit just by improving a little bit or including a little bit more of this window. And I do feel like your quality is a little bit off. I know that you're using the PowerShot camera, but I think it is probably whatever way it was compressed to get it onto Facebook, because Facebook tends to mess things up. But just check your quality settings, Michael. Make sure that you're shooting at the highest resolution that you can do, and when you're uploading, don't compress it as much, because even though it makes it a little bit faster and all that, we do lose some of the detail here. So a great shot. I'd be interested to hear from you, whether you took a series of these, whether this was just a one-off. I'm not sure whether this was something that you had taken, whether this is your locality or whether you had something you had taken in the past. You know, I've said before in the group, I do like people to go out and shoot round the theme this week. It's the best way to improve your photography is by shooting, but I'm not sure about this one, but that's okay. It is still a really nice shot and something you should be very proud of. Thank you for sharing. So if you are not yet part of our Take 52 challenge, we would love to have you on there. There's lots of time to play catch up right now, and even if you don't play catch up, the whole idea behind it is to go out and shoot and get better by practice. Plus, we have the added benefit of having a really supportive group who are awesome and who will tell you what they think of your picture in a nice way and give you lots of advice. And I am going to continue to critique one image per week on my blog here. So until next week, I shall see you on Facebook and have a great weekend.